Good morning. Trying a little topwater here this morning. Thank you, sir. Hopefully we have some luck. No, I just started, man. Yeah, this is, I don't know, maybe my 10th cast or so. Just trying out, see how far I can wade. I know I can get, well, I think I can get over to that bank, honestly. Or that, I mean that far side right there. I'm going for smallmouth bass, particularly, but you know how it is, man. I mean, whatever bites. Good morning, Tony. Hello. You love fishing. Same here, man. I think I'm going to be switching lures fairly frequently today, though. Just trying to see what's working. Sometimes I'll stick with one and just ride it till the wheels fall off and see what happens. But today, I'm feeling like switching around. Maybe cast in a different area. I mean, maybe, but I've only been here for like 3 minutes, so maybe stick this one out for a little bit. Do you have a bait caster? Yes, I do. A Cinco. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use like a little. I'm gonna use like a little minnow type deal, and just bounce along the bottom here in a minute. I haven't used a Cinco in forever. I have them in my backpack actually, though, I think. And yes, I do have a bait caster. However, if I'm going to be fishing like with one rod and reel, and I'm going to be like on the bank where there's trees and stuff, I'm bringing my spinning reel just because if it does bird cage, like if it gets caught up behind me or something, I don't want to have to deal with it being all messed up for the rest of the day. So I'll use my spinning reel. Let's actually use a paddle tail here for a minute, and then I got this new little Gobius guy I want to try. So we'll try a few different things here. I haven't really caught too many things on a paddle tail in the past few weeks, really. I'm fishing in Ohio. Fishing in Ohio in the Great Miami River. It's actually super shallow right here where I'm at. Like as soon as I throw it out, like I'm on the bottom on the rocks. So that's why I'm thinking maybe like a gumball jig head or something with something on it to sort of just bounce along the bottom. Yeah, there's some good fish in here. I've waded here a couple times, but I've been coming here in the kayak and going pretty good ways upstream. You can see over there where I just casted, there's a bunch of carp sort of jumping around. You'll see them here in the morning, and carp just sort of flopping around for a while. Yeah, so I've caught some under those trees before. I'm not sure. I think it's shallow enough I can get over there. And I probably will head over there. That's my next spot. But I'm gonna stick this spot out for a minute, right? Because I've caught some right here for sure. And then head over there and then go downstream. There's a couple little eddies I want to hit. But yeah, those trees are a good spot, especially like when the sun comes up and it's in the shade right there. Try a couple different things here first. Oh, stuck. Yeah, carp's pretty good fishing. If you're going for carp, throw some corn out. Yeah, I've got plenty of carp on corn, man. But just not what I'm after today. Got some new bass lures, so we'll give them a try. Let's actually try this new gobius here. And then I think I'm gonna go, if the gobius isn't working, then I think, which is basically like another little paddle tail, then I think I'm just gonna go like a jig or something like that, and then we'll move spots. Well, it's nighttime for you. Where you at? China. Nice. Yeah, I guess it was the other side of the world. Sun just came up here. The tilapia. I've never caught a tilapia. Pretty sure they don't have them in my waters here. Let's just see how far we can sort of start walking out here. What's going on, man? DM Edits, how you doing? Over here, it is 7:26 in the morning. Oh yeah, turtles. Sometimes I'll just cut it, man. We got like big snapping turtles and soft shell turtles over here, and they do not feel good, I imagine, if you get bit by them. So that's a cut job for me. If I can get it out, like, I will, but I ain't messing with it. But yeah, usually I'll get turtles like catfishing, maybe like chicken liver or some kind of meat. Oh, there we go, baby. Got one on. Oh, he got off. Oh. So the thing I'm curious about, this is the little gobius here, and I know they catch fish, right? It's a popular bait, but it's got like this little sleeper thing right here. I don't think that would prevent it from getting a fish hook up because it's really, it's really light. Like the fish's mouth is going to bend that, but maybe just didn't have a good hook set in him. When it's shallow like this, I get a little shy on the hook set, honestly, because I don't want to yank him out of the water. I feel like you don't get him in as good. Need a lure. I mean, I have a lure. Yeah, you're right. I think I have to set the hook a little later. Sometimes, I will say, just in general, in shallow water, if it's a smaller fish, I have trouble getting them in. Ooh, largemouth bass in Carolina with the grandparents. That sounds like an awesome time. Enjoy that time, man. Your rod snapped today? That's horrible. I've had a couple rods snap. Most of the times, it's from negligence on my end, doing something dumb. But I've had them snap on a fish once. It was an ultralight setup. All right, we're gonna try a couple more things in this spot just to see if we can figure out what they're biting at, and then we're gonna move. Yeah, I've had my reel, like just the crappy reel, stop working before. Creek chubs, them's good bait. Hey man, I don't think I've caught a creek chub since I was a kid. Sometimes I'll throw like my cast net in the creeks and stuff and get them when I'm like looking for live bait. Big bass fisherman in the 80s. That's cool, man. The 80s were, I mean, I was born in 85, so I mean, I was a little kid in the 80s, but all right, we're gonna try a little jig, and then we're gonna try, actually, let's try a crankbait first, and then let's try a jig and see if any of those work. If not, we'll try to get over to the other side there. $65, yeah. Haven't caught a fish in a while. I know what that's like, man. It's a bad feeling. Everybody says, like, oh, it's just good to be out there. I'm just glad I got to get outside. Yeah, and that's true, right? I mean, sometimes if you've been cooped up and everything and you haven't been outside in a while, it's definitely good to just get outside. But I'll tell you this, if you're going to go catch fish and you don't catch any fish, it's not always just an amazing feeling. Sometimes it's frustrating. I've actually got this little mega bass crankbait right here. I'm gonna try it because I'm pretty sure I'm in shallow enough water. If it gets caught up, that I can go get it. I don't typically like to throw it unless I'm in a spot where I can retrieve it, just because of the price point on these things. But we're gonna try it. It's only like a 1 to 2 foot diver right here. So let's see. Durek. Your dad was born in 1990, yeah? Yeah, sometimes, man, the places, like you can go to a place and it can be an awesome place, and then you can go there and never catch one again in that spot. Oh yeah, sometimes depending on where I'm fishing, I'm like, all right, I didn't lose any lures. I'm like, just one more cast, and then you get hooked up on like a log or something. Yeah, man, I get that. I can see, y'all probably can't see it, but out there directly in front of me, I can see a catfish. Something just jumped right there at this bait, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I can see a catfish just straight up wagging its tail out in the water. I mean, you can see its tail sort of like a little shark fin right there. There it just jumped. Yeah, getting hung up is the worst. I hate getting hung up. A lot of times if you're in a kayak or you got some waders on or something, you can go get it back. But you get it stuck deep and you ain't got no way to get out there, you're just paying to play. There goes your money. Oh yeah, stung by a channel cat. I don't target catfish a lot. I do catch them. Usually when it rains and everything's flooded, I'll go catfishing. But I'll catch them on artificial lures, bass fishing a lot. So I've never actually been stung by one. I hope I never have to experience it. Oh, there we go. Nope. I think maybe just some little ones in here right now are going for it. Yeah. Sometimes the hooks can be too big or too small, just depending on what you're going for. I tell you what, I have trouble with catfishing. Everybody is like a fan of circle hooks. I've lost so many fish on circle hooks. Like, I know you're supposed to let them take it and then just like put pressure on it. You're not supposed to yank on it. And so I've tried it a bunch of different ways, like to try to do that. And it just has not worked out for me. So we might have some company, some people showing up back there. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna throw a jig and then switch back to this probably and try to walk across here. Snakehead, yeah, so snakehead are down south primarily. I'm in Ohio. I want to catch a snakehead though, and like a peacock bass. They look super cool to catch, but primarily in Florida. And I think they're invasive too, right? Like I think that you can, like I don't think you're supposed to put them back when you catch them. All right, here, let's try a little jig for a minute, and then we'll move. I've never actually used this specific bait before, but it's got a weird kind of, it's like not going straight how I want it to. It's like not going up on the head, which is strange. See, it just keeps like pushing itself back. Probably need a different head on there. We'll give it a shot. Okay, let's try it out. I'm just gonna start walking over this way to see if we can't make our way over to them trees. I think it gets pretty shallow right over there. Yeah, maybe. I never fished with them before. It's just, it feels like a different kind of plastic, honestly. Probably the wrong hook for it too. Should probably be using like a extra wide gap hook or something with like a Texas rig kind of style. But I think it's still going to get the action we need. We're getting hung up a lot. See if we can't retrieve it. There we go. Hung up again, dang. I don't know if I can get out that far. That's a pretty good ways out there. Yeah, maybe not. It's pretty, I mean, I'm only a little bit above my knees right here. Yeah, can't really bring it in slower right here, man. We're going against the current. So the current is coming this way. So all I'm doing on this is bringing up the slack. I'm just bringing up the slack and letting the river take it. So what it does is it bounces against the rocks essentially, and the rocks are what give it that injured baitfish kind of look. Unfortunately, when you bounce it against the rocks like that, you also have to deal with stuff like that where it gets caught up on the bottom. Yeah, you can see the rapids down there, so everything's going like this way. All right, so as I'm moving, let's get a bait a little bit easier to walk with here. I've actually had a lot of luck with these Z-Man Mini Max, so let's keep that up right there. Start walking across here. Yeah, it might be still a little deep right here. I'm pretty good ways out from the bank. You mean like some live bait? Yeah. Nah, I'm just going all artificial, man. I'm not too worried about it, man. I'm just out here hanging out. You know, see if we can't catch anything. Just out here for a couple hours in the morning. Yeah, I will fish with live bait sometimes, but typically not for bass. Typically I'm fishing for catfish if I'm using live bait. All right, well, we're making our way across here. Oh, really? For bass, you put just like some bread up on there? I've never tried that. Huh. I have to give that a go one time. I want to switch back to my crankbait and see. Let's do that. Yeah, let's go back crankbait real quick. Barehanded? That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild, man. All right, let's try this little shallow running crankbait again as we're making our way over. You can see all kinds of fish action right here. I don't know if any of them are bass or not. Well, I know some of them aren't because you can see the fins of them, like the carp and the catfish and stuff. I mean, every once in a while you'll get a cat that comes after your bass baits, but So I think what they do is because these little rapids are here, they just sort of chill and hang out and like wait for the bait food to come down on them. All right, we're pretty much in ankle deep right here. What's going on, Darth? Yeah, so I don't think I can make it to the trees. I think there's actually a big drop off right under there. I think it gets real deep right there. And I don't think I can actually, I mean, I can make the cast almost to them. But I'm gonna head down these rapids here before too long. There we go. Ah, nope, must have just been a rock. There we are, there we are, we're on, baby. All right, we're on. Bring him in. Bring him in. All right. Treble hook and smallmouth, not a good mix. Ah! All right. Whew. That was dicey. Not recommended to grab them that way at home. Yeah, definitely not advised to get them that way. I got a net. Why I didn't use it, couldn't tell you. Well, really, because he was small, and I was like, I'll just grab him. I should have known better. Them small ones, and them small ones will get you. All right, come on. Come here. We're not gonna get hit today. Man, that thing is in him good. All right. Okay, we got the hook out. Yeah, this is my kind of fishing too, man. I love fishing like this. There's a little guy right there, little tiny one. To get me hooked. Yeah, man, I got hooked. I didn't really get hooked the other day. I caught a big drum, and he didn't hook me, but he flipped. Like as I was trying to take the hook out, I guess he did hook me, and the hook went sideways and got me on my finger. I do keep a little first aid kit with me though, so actually I still got a little bit of the scar there from it. I was sort of blurry, but yeah, sometimes. Oh, there was something real big just right next to me. The thing with bass, so if you're throwing small lures, the small ones will get it and the big ones will get it. And if you're throwing big lures, same deal. I've seen fish go for baits that are the same size they are. You know when I get a lot of hooks in my fingers is when I'm changing them. They start to dig in, and if I like jerk away too quick or something. So we got this guy right there in that little pocket right before the riffles. Let's see if we can't pull another one out of that same spot. So you don't need to reel in as fast right here because the current is having it's helping the bait do its job. When you throw upstream, you got to reel in a little bit quicker because the water's going the opposite way. Let's keep casting over there to the right, actually. There's something flopping around. $13. Yeah, man. Everybody's got to be 13 once. Florida. What's going on, Florida? Oh, I'm from Ohio. From Ohio and in Ohio currently. Fishing the Great Miami River, which runs, I'm not actually sure how far north it runs, but it dumps out into the Ohio River, which separates like Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Indiana. Ooh, I can almost get it to some trees. New York. Well, you see that big jump? You guys might have missed it, but there's something jumping right there. Doesn't mean it's a bass, though. Sometimes them carp in these shallows make big splashes. You know where it doesn't have a lot of spots to fish? Our West Coast. We go out and visit family in California, and unless you're ocean fishing, and then you got to be close to the ocean, and that's a whole different game, right? Then you pretty much have to be rich, like to get onto like a private lake, or there's like a couple lakes or whatever. But it ain't like here, man. I'll tell you that. There's all kinds of rivers, streams. Hello, G. So in this stretch of the river, no, I do not catch a lot of pike. They're typically farther north. So if I drive like an hour north, you start to sort of see them. But then if you go a couple hours north, then there's a lot of pike. They are in this river, but just not as much down here as farther north. Right now I'm throwing a mega bass blowly, a little shallow running crankbait. And we did land one on it. And we got a bite on the Z-Man Gobius. But I think I'm about ready to just head down these rapids here. And I'm actually, when I do that, I'm gonna get rid of this crankbait I got on here now because honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to retrieve it if it gets stuck or how shallow it is, and I kind of want to hold on to this one. Yeah, pikers. I haven't caught pike since I was a kid. We would go to Canada. It was super fun. My favorite lure, honestly, my favorite lure lately, and really all year, has been some sort of chatterbait. I like the jackhammer. The mini max I've been getting a lot with lately. But this is what I'm throwing right now. All right, give this another cast, and then I think I'm gonna go to the Gobius and start moving downriver. Yeah, Darth, so I was throwing the whopper plopper earlier, man, but dude, the catches on them are super fun, but I just don't have a lot of luck with them. I mean, now granted, I don't throw them a whole lot, but I mean, I try every time I'm out. Matter of fact, let's see. Before we leave this spot, let's give the old whopper plopper a chance here, all right? Here. For Darth here, let's see if we can't get something. This is the Chapo, I think 90. Yeah, so I think, at least from what I hear, when they grab that top water, you got to let them take it under and not set it right away. And dude, when people say that, it always drives me nuts because I'm like, as soon as you get a fish, you want to try to hook it, right? But I think with the top water, I think they're right. I like plugs too, like plug baits and like frogs, but you got to be in the right spot. Not everywhere in the river is good for them. You got to be in a quiet spot where there's not a lot of current. Yeah, that white. I typically go white, or I got like a black one. Honestly, dude, every time I throw a top water, I'm always like, I don't know why. So I don't want to say scared. All right, I'll say this. If you ever get those like those biscuits that you have to like pull the thing until they pop open on you, and you're pulling it and you know it's not going to hurt you, but you also don't know when it's going to pop, so you're like a little hesitant, like a little scared. That's how I feel with topwater baits, because I'm like, oh man, it's gonna hit it, and I feel like when it hits it, I'm always like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it depends on the fish, right? Sometimes you'll throw these things and you'll just burn them, and they'll hit it. Depends on how aggressive they're being. But sometimes you got to go slow. I don't know. I'm like a power fisher, like a lot. I like to sort of. There was a big, huge carp right there. If y'all saw that, I like to go fast, like to cover water, right? And then, like also right now, I'm going with the current, so I sort of got to reel it in, or it's not going to get any action. All right, let's give it another cast over here. Okay, let's switch to the gobius and go downstream. There's a couple spots I want to hit. All right, let's switch it up. Start walking down. There's a big island right here that we're looking at. I want to see if I can walk all the way down to the other end and back up. And I got some new baits I want to try. This little gobius right here. So I'm going to stick it on. Start playing around with it for a little while. We did get a bite on it earlier. So I think the fish do sort of want it. Yeah, I like to cover lots of ground, especially if I'm in a kayak or something. And then once you find a spot, sort of stick it out for a little bit. And I also, it seems like too, if you catch a couple fish like out of a spot with the same lure, or even one, and then they don't hit it for a while, it's almost like if you change it up, it's like they get used to like, oh man, I'm not going to get that one. You know, Jerry Bass got that one and got all jacked up, so I'm not going to go for it. I don't know, it's just my thinking, but could be they just get scared too. See you, Joseph. Thanks for stopping, man. Darth Thrifter, are you a, okay, two questions. Are you a Star Wars fan? And are you a thrifter as in like you thrift and resale, or just thrift for like for fun? Oh, okay. So I was a huge Star Wars fan for a while. I was into it. Not so much, nothing with Disney really, but the old Republic stuff, like Darth Revan. I did like the Darth Sidious series, and read a bunch of the books and stuff like that. And then thrifting, I don't know, you may have came across this through one of like my other channels or known me or something like that. Name looks familiar, but I've been reselling for going on 15 years now. YouTube channel based on eBay. Yeah, I have an eBay. I've done Amazon FBA since 2012. eBay anymore, I pretty much list stuff that I can't sell anywhere else or that gets returned. But the problem with Amazon right now is they keep restricting like everything. So say for example, I could sell, I don't know, say Ziploc, and I could always sell it. And if you couldn't sell, and then they restrict it and you can't sell it again. Or they do stuff like, oh, well, you need to prove that you're a legitimate seller, so we need you to do 10 items from a retailer. All right, so you get 10 items from somewhere, from like a distributor or whatever, and then you can get approved. Well, now they started doing stuff like this. So, okay, I'm selling whatever it is, say, like I said, Clinique. And then they're like, you can't sell this anymore, even though you have for the past decade with no issues. Now you're restricted in it, and you need to get 400 units, so 400 items and an invoice to be able to sell it. So they're really, really making it hard. Yes. Yeah, well, and they keep changing, man. Amazon keeps changing. I think it's because the brands come down on them, right? The brands are like, hey, you need to make sure like no bootleg stuff is going through your site of ours. So I think that's the main issue. All right, we should be able to get through these rapids. So these rapids right here, I actually got caught up in these last time I was kayaking here. And it took me right down them, man. I survived it though. Pretty strong. Ah! All right, Darth, see you, man. Trout? No, not here. It's too warm. You got to go about 45 minutes north before the trout even start to show up. Yeah, there's no native trout. The state, though, they will like breed trout, like stock trout, and they will put them into local ponds. But I mean, they die off if they're not caught, just because it gets too warm. I mean, our waters get to like high 80 degrees. Now this looks like a good little spot here, right on the back end of these rapids. Crankbait, hello. North Carolina, not too far. All right, we're gonna switch it back up here. Let's go. Let's go chatterbait. Let's go full-size chatterbait here. Let's go jackhammer. See you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, let's see if we can't get something with the jackhammer. Sort of cast and walk here. Where am I? I'm in Ohio, in the Great Miami River. And we're just waiting, casting, sort of hanging out. Got one little one on the board and had one get off. Do I have a good feeling about today? Catching a big one? Not really. But you never know. So you just got to go out like that. And then if you don't, you're not disappointed. Can't always get the big ones. Sometimes you get the little ones. Sometimes you don't get any. And that's how that goes. We're just heading towards these eddies down here. Last time I was here, I was in a kayak in this little eddy I'm headed to. As soon as my lure hit it, bam, got it. So maybe it's a place where fish hang out. Maybe they were just there that day. I feel like, though, there's got to be fish, like, up in this current. Oh, there's a snag. Oh, man. I don't think we're going to be able to get... I don't think we're going to be able to get over that far. Let's try. I don't want to lose this lure. Uh-oh. Getting a little deeper here. Oh, there we go. Saved it. Thank goodness. Couple little riffles over here. All right, let's switch it out to a jig just for a minute. Got this new one here from Missile Baits. I don't know if I have a hook big enough for it with me, honestly. I mean, I've got a swim bait hook. Not your traditional setup, but might be all we have to go with. So maybe it'll work like a pseudo Texas rig here. That'll sort of work right there, I think. Thanks, Eddie. And what rod am I using? This is whatever Lou's rod was on sale last winter at Walmart for like 20 bucks. When it gets wintertime, they'll get like their $80, $90 rods and they'll mark them down to like 15, 20 bucks, 30. This is a Speed Stick Infinity from Lou's. Medium heavy, power, fast action. I like to get the medium heavy when I'm fishing the river because the current, and if I have just like a medium power, it bends my rod too much. So the goal is, if I can get it to do it with this swim bait head, sort of let it bounce along the bottom. There we go. There we go. And then once it gets out of where it can bounce downstream, just sort of jig it and reel it in a little bit. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is the handle. So it gets dirty in your hand. Oh, there we go. Oh. See? You'll see. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm right here. That's why you never stop paying attention until you're all the way in. I'm right here like, oh, here, my handle, as it's still out in the water, and then it grabs it, and I missed the hook set on it. Jeez. Yeah, it's been a good rod, though. I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. Same thing with this reel. This is the Shimano Sedona 2500. Wintertime, Walmart on sale, like 20 bucks. So this whole setup here was probably between $40 and $50. Just wait until they go on sale. And I've got rods that I bought that were on sale in the winter. I mean, I haven't even touched them. They're just in the garage because they were a decent rod and they were at a cheap price. Ooh, the Cuyahoga. Yeah, man, that's not far, dude. I'm down in, well, I'm about an hour. Well, right now, where I'm at, I'm about 30 minutes north of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Is that that's a fish? Yeah, baby. Oh, it got off. You know what it was? Dude, I saw it. It was not a bass. it was like a catfish, and I had him like foul hooked on the side. It was coming in, and I saw his big shadow, gray and black, just move. Foul hooked him. You know how you can tell it was a catfish? Look at your line. See all that goop on there? That was a foul hooked catfish. Yeah, so Cuyahoga is like Cleveland, right? On the other side of the state. Come on. Snagged up, see if we can get it back. There we go, got it back. Falls City. That's still north though, right? Like northern Ohio. Yep. Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to go north. I actually would like to go fish like Lake Erie at some point. Yeah, because isn't Cuyahoga County, isn't that Cleveland? I thought it was. But you probably know better than me. Yeah, I've heard that Lake Erie is very, very like choppy. Like the wind will just blow you all over the place. All right, there's something jumping over there. Mary Foster, hello. All right, we can see sort of where the water goes still over there a little bit. See if we can't make it over to that spot, fish along right where that seam is. Yeah, there's a little smallmouth right there. Just saw him jump. You can get over along that bank. You can get out here a little bit further, I think. There we go. Ah, hung up. Got it back. Oh. It was a rock or a bite. Something felt like it struck it. I think I'm gonna switch back to a little crankbait. All right, Ritzy, thanks, man. I'm feeling a crankbait. All right, we are tangled up right here. So we need to go up through here like this. Okay, maybe. There we go. Beautiful day out though. Look at the sun coming up. All right, let's see if we can't have some luck here with this guy. Actually, I kind of like the way the water's swirling right over here. I don't know how deep it is up there. Yeah. Oh my God. Fixed it. I don't like this side. I like the other side better. I'm gonna keep casting over there. I'm into about my waist right now, so. Well, this is like a 2 foot deep crankbait, and I can feel it hitting the bottom, so. Shallow. Right up here in this little pocket corner is where I want to go. See if we can't get over here where it sort of seams up. That's close. It's like ankle deep right here in the middle. Right there in the sea where it's calm. A lot of crazy rocks under me. Okay. I'm getting a little bit deeper now. Oh yeah, up to my waist now, so we're gonna have to scoot a little bit over this way. Yeah, if I had an underwater camera, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? I've never used one. All right, but this little spot up here looks real good. Sort of starts to eddy up right here. I got a good feeling about this little protrusion of rocks here on this side of it and on the back side of it. We'll camp out there for a minute. Yeah, like right around in this area might be a good spot. There has got to be a fish around here. Like right up in there. They got the crankbait up there. Maybe they're not wanting the crankbait down here. There we go. Might have just been some weeds or something. All right, let's switch baits. We'll try chatterbait and then take another creature bait and just see. He's back. Hello. All right, let's switch it out here. I'm gonna go back to the Z-Man Mini Max. Also need a drink of water. All right. Try out this chatterbait and then like a creature bait. And then that might be, just can't seem to find them this morning. On one. 824. It is 849. I hope that didn't get stuck. Nope, good. Yeah, pretty early. I'm gonna call it quits here in a little bit. Just give me a couple hours in this morning and just see what I can get on and hang out with you all. Let's just see what we got. Might as well cast it over here, see what we got. Yeah, we caught a little smallmouth. We did catch something today. Caught a smallmouth bass and hooked into a catfish. Couldn't pull him in though. I think I probably like foul hooked him, so he got off. But I saw him turn his whole little gray body around, swim away. Really seems like this is a good spot. All right, let's get this creature bait out. Throw it a couple times up there, and then go on the other side of these rocks. Use a fly lure. I'm not sure what, like a fly fishing lure? Don't have any fly fishing lures. Don't do any fly fishing. Not to say that I wouldn't be interested, because I think it looks cool every time I see fly fishermen. I think it looks really cool, but just haven't gotten into it yet. So let this creature bait bounce along the bottom, see what happens. Well, got that one stuck. I don't know I don't think we can get over there to get that out. That might be the end of, yeah, I can't. That's too far to get over there. Nope, that one might just be a goner, boys. I don't think I can get that far over there. Maybe I can get into it. Yeah, no, I'm up past my belly button. I ain't trying to do all that for it. Just have to cut it and retie. Spoon or rooster tail? You know what? I do have a rooster tail. Spoon, usually more I use in the cold weather. Well, I'm gonna have to, if we can't get this out of here, this thing's a goner. See if we can pull on it and get it free. I'm not thinking so. Oh, we did. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Got it. I'm actually gonna go see around right here where it gets calm right there. I'm gonna see if I can't get over there in the calmness a little bit. I don't think I can walk very far over there. And I haven't used a rooster tail in the river in forever, but I do have one on me. Oh, probably a rock or something, I don't know. Yeah, we can try a rooster tail. If I catch something out of this spot with a rooster tail, I will be shocked. But it's worth a try. Because nothing else is pulling them in. So either there's no fish or the lures I'm using are not just not working. Let's try it. Try a rooster tail? Let's try a rooster tail. Pretty sure I got a MEPS number 3. Maybe if I didn't take it out. There it is. And there we go. Old school rooster tail. Let's see. Yep, MEPS number 3. I'm gonna have to change my line soon. It's starting to get all frayed up. Let's see. Yeah, where the water's moving. I'm just gonna start going. I wanna see if I can come across right where it's moving right here. Yeah, I've seen people pull fish out of this river with a rooster tail. And I have too. I think the thing is when it gets to where you get in the current too much, the current just like lifts it and doesn't sink. All right, you know what? Getting ready to have to take off. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go one. I think I'm just gonna throw a jerkbait on. Jerkbait and just walk down around the bend to where I need to go. And then we'll end it. All right, let's do that. All right, jerkbait, crankbait. Yeah, we'll try it. Got nothing to lose. All right, we'll start keep walking. Oh, there we go. I can actually get that jerkbait pretty far in there. Nice, I can get that pretty far into them. There we go, baby. There we go. Oh my God, why? Why? Oh man. Why did it get off? Not having amazing luck today, that's for sure. Man, oh, that felt like a good one. Dude, I honestly, you guys can tell me if you find this true or not. I honestly feel like when I use baits that have treble hooks, I lose more fish. If I use baits that have single hooks, I feel like they stay on better. Maybe that one got off. I didn't even get it close. It was on there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds maybe. There we go, baby. There we go. Yes. Yep. Okay. Oh, all right. Never mind. Not amazing. Not amazing at all. But at least we brought something in. So that is a foul hooked red nose right there is what that is. So this dude was likely not going for this bait, and I just got him on the bottom. Yep. I know, dude, I'm sorry. I know, you didn't even want to play, did you? And you got stuck. So, yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Gotta let you go. Well, snagged him up on the bottom. That was unfortunate. And treble hook stuck in the net. See if we can't get that out. Figured that was gonna happen. Get one out and it gets stuck in the other. And the other one gets stuck in there. What a pain, dude. Treble hooks and nets, these little nets like this, are horrible. So might just have to cut it. Dude, I hate getting these hooks stuck in nets. There we go. All right. Come on. Ah, got it. All right. Okay, well, we got one. It was just definitely not how we wanted it to happen. But, you know, it's the way it goes sometimes. Hooked him up on the bottom, foul hooked him. I'm actually really liking this little calm spot right here, and I can sort of get down in it. I'm gonna switch back out to a crankbait. Or a chatterbait, rather. Let's try, nope, not that one. I don't want that one. I don't know if I have the one I want in here or not. Let's actually stay with the little gobius. This little new one we got, just to see if we can't land something. So we got one little fish and one accidental fish today. All right, let's cast. Oh yeah, deep down in there. See if we can't get something. And this little guy's basically just like a little swim bait, so just throw it out, reel it in. All right. All right, I'm feeling crankbait until we get to the rapids, and then that'll be it. Yep, got a feeling about this spot. So I'm actually going to retie before I do that because my line's getting a little choppy there. So we're gonna do this. It's like a shooting range or something over there because they are like popping off rounds like crazy. Small Palomar knot here. All right, got that. All right, let's get a big one on the way out. That'd be awesome. Didn't even spell water right. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, nothing is indicative of a failure more than mistyping a word on the internet. Am I right? I guess if my entire intelligence can be summed up into the misspelling of a word on the title of a YouTube video on the internet, then I'm in trouble. Good thing it's not a spelling channel, am I right? But you are correct. I probably should have double checked. There we go. Nope, I was writing the title as I was walking through the woods in the dark. So, glad you pointed that out. I'll fix that after the stream. Also, thank you for making the time to stop by and let me know in a very non-aggressive way. Man, I wish I could get over there to where that vegetation line is. right, let's make our way to the end of this island and on out of here. Well, I do appreciate everybody stopping by. Checking in. There's something jumping out there. There we go, baby. There we go. Yes, got him. Got one. He's on there. Stay on. Stay on. You get wild in them currents. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on, baby. Stay on. Stay on. There we go. Oh, yes. Haha. All right, all right, all right. I know, I know. I know. Oh, don't do it. Don't you do it. Ah, okay. All right. Got him. Let's get them hooks out of him. You got it good. You got it good, buddy. There we go. All right. We got one. About time. Probably a little 12, 13 incher, something like that. Let's snap a picture with him here. Well, nothing amazing, but the best one that we got so far today, and that's for sure. How do I log in? How do I get into this? I got a different phone to try to get into. How do you swipe up to open, he says. Maybe it's right there. I'll take a little picture here. Love this live, Julius. Thank you. And yeah, we got one. We got to get back in the water though. We've had him out for a little bit, just here doing stuff. So see if you can get you a good shot. There he goes, man. He's quick. Yeah, Julius. Thanks for joining, man. I'm I'm glad we pulled that one in. Sometimes when they get in that current like that, sometimes it's hard to get them in. They wanna jump and flop around. But we landed them. Thanks, Grumpy. And yes, right there, Mega Bass Blowly. Replaced the hooks on it because this is actually the first Mega Bass lure that I've used. And after like my third or fourth fish, the hooks broke on me. So I replaced them. The water's actually a little muddy right here. This is a shallow running crankbait. Now the cool thing about this, or at least the thing that they say it does, is if you look, it's got holes up through the bottom of it that filter in through the top of its head, and they say that keeps it at like that 1 to 2 feet and stops it from like going deeper. Which it hasn't had a lot of rain here, so a lot of the stuff is shallow, and these shallow running crankbaits have been doing good for me the past couple times I've been out. I don't know, what do y'all like? Do y'all like crankbaits, like power bait type things, chatter baits, spinner baits, all that kind of stuff? Or do you prefer like a more like finesse style? Finesse would be perfect in this little area right here because you got the current to carry your baits. It's not too deep. Let's just cast up close to these rapids here for a little bit. I want to hit those rapids, but I don't think I want to throw this bait into them. Yeah, you can see the cats right there at the top of them rapids, their little tails just flopping around, waiting for food to come in. Throw finesse most of the time. Oh, tiger muskie. Man, what a shame, right? Yeah, I like finesse, but man, they've got muskie in some lakes around here and stuff, and in the river too, just not a lot. And they're more farther up north. I've never caught one, and it's been forever since I've caught a pike. So I think for these rapids, I'm not going to do this crankbait, mainly because they're a bunch of rocks. Oh, there's actually somebody else that they're fishing now. I want to switch it out to like a creature bait. This is a good little spot though. I feel like I caught that one here. I kind of feel like there's more here. Be a little closer to these rapids. Fish right along sort of the top of them for a couple casts. That's current's messing the action up. Yeah, current's taking it pretty quick. Not doing exactly what I wanted to do. All right, let's switch it up, get in these rapids, and then that'll be it. This is not the ideal setup for this kind of bait, but it's what I got. So it's what we're using. I'm not sure if green's probably not the best color for this color water right here either, but we'll see. It's sort of popping it along the bottom. I actually hate this color for this color water. So maybe I'll go battle bug. Yeah, better idea. Big Joshy, dirty money, paddle tail. All right, we really got to get going, I guess. It's crazy how them fish just stay right there in them rapids. They can just hold still. Ooh, actually, this looks like it might be a good little spot right here. I don't know how deep it is. I might go back to my little crankbait though in this little spot. All right, let's go back to our crankbait actually right here, because these rapids ended. This actually looks like a really good spot for some smallmouth. Starting to back current or like eddy up right here. The problem is I don't know how deep it is, if I can walk back to the truck right here or not. So I'm gonna have to backtrack a little. All right. I actually got a pretty good feeling about this spot right here. We'll give it a couple casts. I'm not gonna stay real long. Maybe white chatterbait might be the ticket right here because of the level of visibility. All right, let's try a little white chatterbait. Oh, it said my phone overheated, but I guess we're good now. I'm trying to figure out, I don't think I can cross there. I think it's too deep. So I have to walk back up. I'm surprised something's biting right here. This seems like a good spot. I know it's shallow down there. I can walk across. This just doesn't feel shallow. I feel like a real steep drop right there, honestly. Okay. Man, if I could just make it across, there's probably 20 yards I need to cross. Oh, actually, this whole bar right here is. Yeah, I'm gonna need to cross somewhere else, I think. Oh, perfect. I can cross right over there. Damn, that seemed like a perfect spot to fish right there. All right, well, back up the current. Well, we got 3. We got a small one, and then maybe like a 13-incher. And we got that red horse on the jerk bait. We're gonna walk out, see if we can get anything on the way. This looks like a deep little spot right here. A lot of people swim right in this area. So hey, good luck with the crankbait. I think that's all we caught them on today. Crankbait, well, except for that one we snagged or foul hooked was a jerk bait, but at least we got one good catch. I am getting hungry, I'll tell you that. All right, find a spot to get out of here. I mean, of course, why wouldn't it be blocked off with a ton of vegetation? All right. Yes, the spot that I found is through the jungle. Not a big deal. We'll just have to go through it. Ugh, spider webs are gross. All right. We made it. Oh, net is hooked up. Okay. Net is off. All right. We can cast sort of as we go. The water maybe clears up right here. right. Okay. I never caught anything walking over this way back to the parking lot, but never have doesn't mean never will. So right along this vegetation line actually looks pretty good. All right. The water's just so shallow right here. Doesn't mean there aren't fish though. I've caught some big fish in shallow water. Maybe not that shallow. All right, last cast. One more just because that's what fishermen do. And another one because I got a problem. All right, one more because we didn't catch anything. And that's it. All right. Thank you everybody for watching. A good stream. Caught some fish. some good conversation. Don't forget to sub if you haven't already. Check out my other videos. It really helps. We're working on getting 4,000 watch time hours. Doesn't count when you're going live, but counts afterwards. So check out the other videos. Have a good one, everybody. And yeah, be safe. Have fun.